It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Portland as the Trailblazers go up against the Phoenix Suns. Well, for the Suns, they've been a different team than the one we saw last season, and not for the better. They're currently 7th in the conference, quite a dip from where they were a year ago. It has been an interesting ride thus far. Kenny, some teams really improving after a sluggish start.
Yeah, well, credit the people running those franchises. Always look to improve. That's what you have to do if you're a franchise head. You can't just sit back and say, hey, we're going to accept this mediocrity.
No matter what your record is.
No question.
No, the season is a marathon, not a sprint. Lots
of ups, let me write that one down.
Just keep trusting yourself.
The season is a marathon,
not a sprint.
Not a sprint.
And then make sure you put Shaq-Stradamus.
Did you actually make that up?
Something that was already said many moons ago.
I've never heard that before.
And you're acting like it's your original thought.
It is my original
I've never heard that before.
It's not a marathon, it's a sprint. Yeah, get away.
Who said that before? I've never heard that.
Oh,
I got one for you, Ernie.
What's that?
E equals MC tripled.
Ah.
I've never heard that either.
No, nobody has ever said that either.
Think about it now.
I've thought about it all I want.
I did the math. It doesn't work.
Let's meet the starting lineup of the visiting Phoenix Suns. At point guard, Eli Okobo. At power forward, Ryan Anderson. At the other forward position, Josh Jackson. At center, DeAndre Ayton. At the other guard position, Devin Booker. The head coach of the team, starting at shooting guard, at 6'3", number 3, CJ McCollum. At guard, 6'3" from Weber State, wearing number 0, Damian Lillard. And coach for your home team is Terry Stotts. Once again, your Portland Trailblazers.
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from Portland, Oregon, as the Trailblazers take it to the hardwood. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And just a single game trip away from Phoenix here for the Suns. They come into this one very confident. They feel like this is a game they should win against a team that struggled. We'll see if they can take care of business.
And I think for the Suns, they look ready to make all their fans forget about last season's horrible showing. They've already picked up some impressive victories.
And it's the Suns to start out. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. On the perimeter, it's Booker and Jackson. Ryan Anderson out there with Ayton. Lillard finds McCollum. Right side, Turner. Leonard, the bounce pass. Lillard from outside. And it's Ayton with the rebound.
Well, Damian Lillard, a star in this league for several years now. Whether that's recognized by an all-star appearance or not, it doesn't matter. He has been elite at the point guard position. Just a dynamic scorer and one of the more lethal players in the NBA, hoping to push Portland further and further at some point in his career.
To the middle. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Man, at the point guard position, are you kidding me? Explosive scoring ability and body control. That results in a bucket and a free throw.
Well, Damian Lillard has never been one to doubt himself, and when he plays, he exudes confidence.
Has a short-term memory, which allows him to keep attacking even after he's missed a few. And that's the mentality you have to have on offense. He might be as good as any other guard in this game.
The free throw drops for Lillard.
And for a guy who entered the league as a terrific free throw shooter, Damian Lillard is now among the elite of the elite from the stripe.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Igor Kokoshkov and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He said even though this was their first meeting of the year, he did not expect there to be a filling out period between these teams. He said, we have a group of guys who can score and do it in a hurry. We're going to go right at them and test their defense early on. Looks like they're in attack mode, Kevin. Back to you.
Nice job, David. Thanks. So, guys, they're focusing on the offensive end here early.
And that means we could be in for a good one. If they really do execute like Coach wants them to, this could be a high-scoring affair.
Concentrating on offense doesn't mean fast break or open court action. Sometimes it's just about running plays and getting the best possible shot with each possession.
Inside, and Phoenix with another turnover here.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
Portland's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. McCollum passes to Lillard. Again, the miss by Lillard.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Just good, aggressive drive from him that time. Found a hole in the D and went straight to the rim.
Pass to McCollum. Here's Aminu. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And Al-Farouq Aminu gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Here's Booker. Nails it from the high post. It's a tie ball game.
I like to watch Devin Booker get himself in that in-between area on the floor and get a jump shot off like that.
Turner against Jackson, and Turner kicks to McCollum. That falls. Nice speed that time from Turner. McCollum's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Anderson outside. Wants to get it to Booker and does. That one good for 2.
These guys are like dentists right now. 4 out of 5 recommending a made shot. You're in a great groove.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Fires the 3, and the Trailblazers another 3.
This is where the remake of his game is paying off. Leonard now one of the better catch-and-shoot bigs in the NBA.
Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Aminu. Here's Turner. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
Good ball movement here by the Suns. 5 to shoot. No good from Booker. Trailblazers leading by 4. Lillard outside. From past the arc. Phoenix grabs the miss. Ayton's got his 5th rebound in this one.
You got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs him to shoot better. He's just had a tough quarter.
And Al-Farouq Aminu gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Maurice Harkless is checked in for the Trailblazers. Here is Anderson, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Booker, with no one around, knocks down the 3 ball. Here at the midway point, what we begin to realize now, there were some underrated pickups in the offseason that are showing what they can do.
Yeah, these are the kind of moves where at the end of the year you start thinking about candidates for Executive of the Year because they've plugged some holes. They've had an acquisition that's made their bench deeper, and we start to see in an 82-game season that maybe in the 55th to 57th game, a pickup like that is helping them win ball games. This is where those guys earn their money, the general manager.
Not wholesale changes. Just one guy can change a team slightly, and that nuance pays off.
Oh, anything subtle like that, that's where really you tip your hat to the general managers who understood that at some point during the year, we're going to lean on this player.
Now Lillard had a 24-point outing in their last game against Dallas. McCollum against Anderson. That one a little long. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Phoenix Suns. This, of course, the first opportunity to play Portland this season.
The game is the first of a 3-game season series for these clubs, both looking to take round 1.
And I don't know if I'm going to call these guys rivals, but as conference opponents, they're still familiar with each other. Neither team will want to give an inch in this first meeting.
Now Lillard, after Josh Jackson's 3-pointer that didn't go. McCollum with the ball, now guarded by Booker. It's deflected.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim.
Pass to Jackson. He tries for 3. He doesn't hit that one. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
And it's not that you have to take chances, but you got to step up your effort and try to get disruptive. They never did that. And on the road, that's a recipe for disaster.
Portland's gone 4-7 from 3-point range so far in the first. And here's McCollum for 3. Booker pulls it in.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
High arcing shot. Okobo. Wide open shot is on the money. He's got 8.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Lillard from outside. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
Well, we just see this time and time again from Damian Lillard, a quality decision on the pick and roll.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
You know, DeAndre Ayton, all that hype around him. He goes 7 feet, 250 with that 7'5" wingspan and already produces. But still, he shows considerable upside.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Collins checked in for Myers Leonard. Nick Stauskas comes in for Evan Turner. And it's Seth Curry in for C.J. McCollum. Now here's Ayton. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Ariza sinks the triple. You know, Greg, what amazes me about Ayton, the skill level for someone his size.
I mean, he can put the ball on the floor, really improving as a facilitator. You look at Embiid, you look at Big Cat, Ayton gives you a lot of those similar traits.
Lillard with the bucket.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Booker dishes to Crawford. And the pass to Holmes. Ariza outside. Over Harkless. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Ariza's got it all tied up now for the Suns. And for the Trailblazers, their shooting looking a little out of sorts early, 37%. Curry against Crawford. Curry kicks to Collins. 6 on the shot clock. And again, it's Portland converting.
It's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team the lead.
Pass to Crawford. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Talk about what it means to be a good teammate, Brent. You've played with good ones, you've played with bad ones. I've always thought you were team first when you play.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. There's just an idea about what it is that you can contribute to the team. I think you always have to accentuate those ideals. Your approach on a daily basis has to be consistent. And if you're a starting player, it's one mentality. And if you're somebody that plays off the bench, you have to come to practice every day to push the guy that's in front of you and wait for your opportunity. But most of the time, it's that kind of consistency with which you come to work and the attitude of making sure that I want to make any kind of contribution I can for our team's success. That usually is a pretty good formula for a good teammate.
Bridges, he's checked in for Phoenix. Both free throws, good from Crawford.
Well, the Suns with just 21 wins last season, that's the second worst record in franchise history. This is a very proud franchise. So only their inaugural season as an expansion team in the NBA back in 1969 was worse. Brighter days for the Suns ahead.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
And that's a foul called on Nick Stauskas. That is his first foul of the game. Holmes finds Booker. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Pass to Bridges. Lillard against Booker. Just 5 to shoot. Over Lillard. No good from Booker. And for Portland, they're shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Curry passes to Lillard. Launches a 3. Good, and Curry gets the assist. 16 points for Damian Lillard.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Crawford outside. To the paint. Hangs in the air. And the layup by Ariza. Ariza's got 7 points in the game.
A strong finisher around the rim. Ariza with the size to do some damage.
Stauskas kicks to Curry. Here's Stauskas. Defended by Bridges. Stauskas, the pass to Collins. Here's Curry. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
His release is just so smooth from the mid-range.
Suns trail by 3. Pass to Holmes. Back to Crawford. This one for 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. And here's Stauskas from the arc. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Deep 2 from Crawford. Collins grabs the miss. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Now the feed to Curry. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Curry's got his second basket of the game. And so Booker will bring it up for the Suns. It's a 5-point game. The pass to Holmes. Over Harkless. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Trailblazers out in front, leading by 5. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Josh Jackson, the 4th pick in 2017. He's already made an impression on his teammate, Devin Booker.
Josh is an ultra competitor. He has the same mindset, that winning mindset. And, I think that's where it starts, people that actually care about the game. And Josh is definitely one of those guys.
Well, these two have a very bright future.
I mean, between Booker's shooting and Jackson's defensive versatility and potential, that's a duo to watch.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
The new era of NBA basketball, playing outside in. We'll see if they could take advantage of that moving forward.
They've got Stauskas. Al-Farouq Aminu is out there with Mo Harkless. And there's Seth Curry. And it's Collins in at the 5. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Now, here's Collins. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. 4 on the shot clock. Tries a 3. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound. Booker's got his 4th rebound in this one. To the middle, here's Ariza. That shot missing.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
It's stolen by Ariza. Jumps up, and it's slammed in by Ariza.
Yeah, and credit Ariza for just staying active and coming up with the steal on that one. He was on the prowl and ready to catch him napping.
Curry finds Harkless. Back to Curry. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Well, few have more job security in the NBA than Terry Stotts. Consistently gets a ton out of his Portland Trailblazer team. They run a very intricate and unique offense now in his 7th year with the Blazers. They've had a lot of success under Coach Stotts.
One shot, gentlemen.
And with Terry Stotts last year, there were some rumblings about his job after the sweep.
Might have been a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Remember, Portland slid into that 3rd seed with how close it was in the Western Conference, and that might have added a bit more pressure. But Portland does not have a lot of flexibility with their roster. Somehow Terry Stotts gets to 50 wins in any given year. So it might have been a poor decision, and they saw through that, and he's back for this season. Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Lets a floater go. It's blocked. Ariza dishes to Crawford. Wasted no time on that one. Now just a 2-point Portland lead.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness. Zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Devin Booker is a 20-point-per-game scorer since his 2nd season in the league, and he knows you have to have confidence to be a great shooter. He said, know the work you've put in, trust your game. Just because you miss shots, you can't doubt yourself. They're supposed to fall, and they will if you keep shooting. Kevin?
Next shot mentality for sure. Thanks, D.A.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Curry kicks to Aminu. Now here's Harkless. Back to Aminu. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
That's a shot you got to step up on. Wide open, no coverage. Good shooters don't miss that often.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
And so Curry will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Trailing by 2. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Pass to Bridges. Kicks it out to Booker. 2 on the clock. A three-pointer, no good.
He sunk that 3 in the first, but's yet to make another one.
Now here's Harkless, guarded by Crawford. The shot by Harkless, no good.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
Now here's Curry, following the miss by Trevor Ariza. Back to Curry. The shot will not fall. Good D by Booker. Here's Bridges, and that misses everything. Portland's gone 6 of 12 from outside, a very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. Stauskas kicks to Collins. Now here's Harkless. He's tightly guarded. That gives them the lead. And the Trailblazers lead by 2. Phoenix calls timeout. Brent, I'm sure there were times, and you've won 2 championships where you thought you were going to win a title, and it didn't happen.
I'll go back to the first night that I thought potentially we were going to win a title with San Antonio. That was in the 2005 finals against Detroit. We had come back home for a Game 6 that I thought we were going to win, and we did not. And sort of the pressure that mounted after that game to know that we were going to a Game 7 and had lost an opportunity where we really did feel coming off of Game 5 we were going to win. It certainly elevated the intensity of the Game 7, which we eventually won at home for our title in 2005.
All the officials are all over that one.
Well, it's not a secret that the strength of this ball club is in the backcourt. Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum, these are one of the better pairings in the league in terms of their scoring, playmaking, and devastation that they can provide on the offensive end. Unfortunately, it has not gotten them to the point where they've gotten enough complementary players to go as far as they would like in the postseason.
And he makes the first. And as great as the backcourt is for the Blazers, Brent, they know they need to add more.
Yeah, Evan Turner himself has said that we need more than just Dame and CJ, and the team has lacked a third scoring option for quite some time. Well, the general manager said the roster is a work in progress, so we'll see if they can make some kind of changes to put them over the hump.
Both shots good from the stripe. And for Portland, they're shooting around 40% from the floor here. Curry passes to Leonard. Aminu against Anderson. McCollum outside. A three-pointer off the mark. For Phoenix, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. To the inside, Jackson. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Turner. Kicks it to Leonard. A three from McCollum. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And it's 6 points for C.J. McCollum.
Look, they know it. He knows it. That jumper is pure. As a defender, it's hard not to overplay McCollum to shoot the three.
Okobo, guarded by Curry. Outside Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ayton, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Ayton's got his first 2 points.
You know, even when you contest Ayton, he still is capable of making it, especially when he's that close.
Aminu with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Again, McCollum missing.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Bridges, no one around him. It's good from long range.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
McCollum outside. Again, McCollum missing. And here's Phoenix. They're on a 17-7 run. Step back shot, and the Suns tack on 2 more.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Well, tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Now here's McCollum. He has 6. And there's the call on DeAndre Ayton. That's his first foul. Lillard's checked in for Seth Curry.
Damian Lillard.
Leonard finds Aminu, and Aminu slams it in.
That's going to make some highlight reels. Explosive Aminu attacking the rim is one of the best Aminus you're going to get.
Bridges passes to Ayton. Okobo. Anderson right side. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Trailblazers trail by 4. Outside Turner. Pass to McCollum. Now Leonard fires the 3. Not going to go that time. Jackson down low. He's against Turner. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Josh Jackson, an interesting prospect for the Phoenix Suns moving forward. A wing player, maybe doesn't quite have a position in the league, but I know his competitiveness certainly does. I remember watching him his first summer in Las Vegas and just staying in the game. It's hard to get guys who are drafted so high to take the summer league seriously. Josh Jackson takes every opportunity to compete that way.
That's good from Jackson. And talking about the Jayhawk, Josh Jackson, took him a second to get acclimated, but once he figured it out in the NBA level, he started to become an impact player.
You wonder what the ceiling is for Josh Jackson. It's one thing to be competitive. Now he's trying to look for consistent production on a nightly basis. Steals, blocks, rebounds. That kind of activity will keep him on the floor for some minutes for any coach he plays for.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 16. And here's Aminu. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there. Suns leading by 4. With some arc, and it's good on the way in. 14 points for him.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
McCollum outside, the 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. 9 points for C.J. McCollum.
Now you could just tell in his gait and in the look on his face, he's in a great rhythm after a terrific first quarter. He is feeling it here in the second.
Nice D from Lillard. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. McCollum. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And now just a 1-point Suns lead. Okobo, covered by Lillard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, a lot to love about the Blazers' 2017-18 season, but it ended on a very sour note.
Well, they were a surprise third team in the West last year. It was so tightly grouped. Things shook out for Portland to end up with home court advantage, but eventually swept out of the playoffs by a Pelican team that just played at breakneck speed. So getting swept was really hard for the Blazers. They did a lot of good things last year, developed Zach Collins in the later part of the season. But we'll see this year if they make some changes in order to have something more dynamic that they can offer up. What's the saying? If you're going to lose big. A lot of teams adopting that strategy again last season, the final year before the lottery odds are going through some new machinations and a bit of a change. The Suns, though, they kind of took the cake last year and ended up with the number 1 pick.
And the Suns, all those draft picks, bringing in some help, and Brent, they needed it.
Yeah, they're going to need that help quickly in order to compete, but with a new coach and a new language down there, it's going to be interesting how much both the front office, the coaching staff, and these players latch on to a new path for the Suns to get themselves competitive as quickly as possible.
So it's Phoenix now, after the miss from Damian Lillard, down to 5 on the shot clock. Okobo, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Trailblazers. Trailblazers trail by 3. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Passes it to Aminu. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got his 3rd assist on the night. Phoenix has gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Now the pass to Bridges. And Phoenix with another turnover here.
And a moment now to see the numbers for McCollum. He's been a factor for them over the last month. 9th in scoring. And he's among the top 20 players in 3-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And you noted it, his points per game average is unreal right now. He's literally propping up the team's offense, scoring whenever they need him to. Here's Aminu, and Aminu slams it in. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
To the inside. Bridges shot. Good. Bridges has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Oh, man, gotta love that pass there. Couldn't ask for a better one.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Goes up to the stripe. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Anderson's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
And Farouk Aminu gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And Portland making a change here. Collins is checked in. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Phoenix. Devin Booker comes in for Bridges. 27 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Suns have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And Portland making a change here. Stauskas is checked in. The free throw drops for Jackson.
You think about Josh Jackson and maybe him collecting 1 terabyte of information about how it is that Kawhi Leonard goes about his business. Great size, great length, great versatility. A good guy for Josh Jackson to look up to.
Now, here's Lillard. 16 points for him. 5 on the clock. Releases. That's good on the jump shot. Lillard's got 18 points in the game.
He's just such a dynamite scorer, and for 82 games of a regular season, Lillard's in attack mode.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, it's a hard game so far. Going into the second half, what will you tell your team?
We just got to compete. Keep competing, trust each other, and make plays.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. For the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. They did give up a couple baskets more than they wanted to, and at the end of the period, were trailing by 5 points. They were a little more aggressive in the second quarter, and it paid off. They went from trailing to now holding a 2-point halftime lead. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
Shaq, how do you think Portland played?
Well, they're getting beat up on the boards, Ernie. Woo. Smack them around, smack them around. You know the coach is unhappy about it, because I'm unhappy about it, Ernie. I'm sure he's in the locker room right now saying, hey, we can bounce back in the second half. You need to dig deep, show some pride.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Portland trailing here. And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Okobo and Booker are their backcourt. Ayton is out there with Anderson. And it's Jackson in at the 3. Now, here's Aminu. Back to Lillard. Over Ayton. Rebounded by Jackson. Well, Phoenix shooting at 50% in a decent groove. He kicks to Ayton. Shoots over Lillard. And too long on the shot. Portland with the ball. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Anderson dishes to Jackson. Clock at 6. Here's Booker. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
Well, if Booker's that close, the D is done for. He can't let a good scorer like that get whatever he wants, especially on the inside.
Turner against Jackson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Ayton.
Evan Turner, the former number 2 pick out of Ohio State, he acts as a utility night for this team. He can wear a lot of different hats. His versatility might be his best trait.
That's good from Turner. And with Turner, as you mentioned, Greg, he can play both wing spots and does whatever you need from him on offense.
Well, you like when he's playing in the post and bullying small wings. Much better from that area of the floor than from outside. He also can act as a playmaker, very adept at running the pick and roll.
And both free throws good for Evan Turner.
That's what we saw with Evan Turner before he joined this ball club, was the ability to play multiple positions, and he's so versatile. He can do a little bit of everything, run the team through him, and also be an off-the-ball scorer.
Now here's Ayton. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
And I ask you, what can you do? This guy is a phenomenal decision maker.
Here's Lillard, trailing by 5. And there's the call on DeAndre Ayton. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Here's Lillard. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
That's high-level concentration there from Lillard. Stays under control in the face of some pretty good defense.
Well, last season, a strong one for the Portland Trail Blazers. Actually came out on top of the Northwest Division.
Yep, snuck all the way up to that third seed with the tight grouping in the Western Conference. And 4 teams in the division made the playoffs last year. 5 were in the race. Certainly was one of the toughest divisions in the league, and the Blazers ended up on top.
The Suns leading. Inside. And Ayton throws it down.
And dunking the ball is just second nature to Ayton. With the right positioning, he's a threat to throw it down.
Now here's Lillard. He's got 21. McCollum outside. No good on the triple.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Here's Booker. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, entering the league, Devin Booker really had some troubles on the defensive end. So as much as we talk about offensively him trying to get better, on the defensive end he needs to learn how to be in better positions.
One shot.
And with Booker's defense, Brent, still being a work in progress, the advantage is he is still very young.
Well, the coaches have really simplified the game plan on the defensive end. So you do things like jumping ahead of the screen or pushing down the screen and start to corral guys into areas. That's helping Devin Booker establish some more confidence on the defensive end. Like to see that play set up. Got to have 2 guys on the same page, and Josh Jackson finishes it off with an exclamation point.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Will it go? That one wide left.
They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
Okobo, covered by Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. And Anderson kicks to Jackson. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. McCollum finds Turner. Leonard trying to break free. And with that shot, the Suns' lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Turner.
I like the way Turner uses his body on the inside, not scared of that kind of contact, and throwing a bit of his weight around.
With the floater, it's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got 5 rebounds tonight. Lillard outside. Here's Aminu, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And now it's only a 5-point Suns lead. Anderson outside. Pass to Jackson. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Booker, he's been dominant over the last month. 5th in scoring, and he's among the top 20 free throw shooters in the league. Doesn't waste many opportunities at the line.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers. Always up to the challenge. His top 5 ranking has him right there with the elite.
Yeah, great when Jamal Crawford shakes loose an effortless jumper there, not bashful at taking and making outside shots.
Now here's McCollum, 11 points in the game. Down low, beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. McCollum's got 13 points.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Okobo, guarded by Kerr. That one goes in. He's got 18.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Kicks it to McCollum. Harkless with it, working on Anderson. Back to McCollum. Deep. It's hauled in by the Suns. Crawford's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now. A bit out of rhythm.
Inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Zach Collins checked in for Portland. And the Suns also making a change. Ariza's checked in to the middle. That's in, and the Suns' lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from McCollum.
Lots of ways that CJ can burn you right there. Super effective on the inside.
Booker, right side. Floats one up, and the rejection by Collins. And a wide open look for McCollum. Good, and Curry gets the assist. 17 points for C.J. McCollum.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Up top, Holmes. He's guarded by Collins. Hits the three-point bomb. 16 points for Ariza.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
McCollum kicks to Turner. The three. And the shot is good. The Phoenix lead has been cut down to 6, and the bucket from McCollum.
Yeah, the first half was really tough, but he's really rounded a corner here and been fantastic shooting the ball here in the second half.
And Holmes throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. McCollum against Crawford. McCollum up top. He's got 20. Got a piece of it. Crawford up top. Turner covering. Here's Crawford. Back to Anderson. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. 6 on the shot clock. Turner against Ariza. Portland grabs the miss. Outside Turner. It's McCollum on the wing. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. McCollum's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
The 19-foot shot. Anderson's shot is off. Trailblazers trail by 6. Turner passes to McCollum. Baseline J on the way and misses it off the right side of the rim. Phoenix has gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Now Crawford. Kicks it out to Booker. Good on the triple. Booker's got 11 in the second half.
Well, he just nailed his second 3 of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. You know, Brent, when you think of Devin Booker, you immediately think scoring. But he's become, as time goes on, an excellent facilitator as well.
Well, I think he's learning to do that, Kevin, because of the playing time that he's getting. And the defenses that he has seen in the early part of his career have been quite unique. 2 out of the first 3 years that he played in the NBA, he's averaging over 20 points. So the passing part of his game, the more feel part of his game, it's coming along nicely.
And with that, the Phoenix lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from McCollum.
Great fundamentals and mechanics on the catch and shoot. McCollum needs just the tiniest bit of space to get that release off.
Here's Crawford, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And the Suns have never won an NBA title. It's amazing for such a proud and storied franchise. Just one trip to the finals since the merger back in 1993. That was when they lost to the Chicago Bulls.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Jamal Crawford. And you think about the Suns team with Dan Marley, Kevin Johnson, Danny Ainge. Brent, they had a chance.
Well, a guy named Michael Jordan ruined a lot of the title chances for a lot of teams. The Suns were one of them. They came close, but eventually MJ's Bulls a little bit too tough for that Phoenix Suns team.
And so he makes both from the line.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
McCollum against Crawford. And with that, the Phoenix lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Harkless.
The CJ, such an effective 2-guard, not just a shooter and a great shooter at that, but a capable passer when his teammates are open.
Crawford outside. The three-pointer is right on target. Crawford's got a pair of threes now here in the third for Phoenix. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Down low, here's Collins. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 6 assists now in the game. Crawford looking over the floor. Pass to Booker. 14 feet away. The shot misses. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Down low, here's Collins. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Passes to Booker. Anderson outside. Inside. That's good from Crawford on the assist from Ryan Anderson. Crawford's got the lead up to 10 now for Phoenix. Curry against Booker. Curry kicks to Collins. He dishes it to McCollum. Over Crawford. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Booker's got his 6th rebound on the night. To the inside, Ariza, and it's slammed in by Ariza.
And I like the way Ariza is asserting himself offensively.
Crawford against McCollum. Over Crawford. McCollum no good. Phoenix leading by 12. To the middle. The kick out to Anderson. Another 3 for Phoenix.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Curry against Booker. McCollum outside. Over Crawford. The pass to Stauskas. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. For 3, Booker. Offensive rebound. Ariza off with the layup.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
To the middle. McCollum outside. Here's Stauskas. Misses there. And so it's Phoenix riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. Hold up. You know I come around and rock it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
What an advantage if your off guard can make plays so valuable.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Stauskas. Then there's Myers Leonard. Then it's Curry. And it's Lillard in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Here's Lillard. Devin Booker picking up that last basket. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And take a look at the history of the Portland Trailblazers, and part of the NBA since 1970. And the phrase Rip City, which has stuck with the team ever since winning that title back in 1977.
And he knocks down the first one. And for the Blazers, a lot of ups and downs with their history.
A lot of wins, but the franchise has been a bit cursed with some major injuries in the last 15 years. You think of guys like Greg Oden, the first pick in the draft, Bill Walton back in the 70s, and the ankle injuries that he had to deal with. That young team felt like they were going to run the West for quite some time, and those injuries really hurt and devastated the fan base in Portland.
To the middle, Okobo. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. He's got 20.
Well, this is why the teammates for Booker are loving him. He keeps working on his ability to find the open teammate.
And Lillard kicks to Leonard. Curry finds Aminu. Here's Stauskas. Lillard from outside. Nailed from three-point land. Lillard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Is it possible his sweet touch is getting sweeter, guys?
Ariza outside. Curry brings the double. Now here's Ayton. Booker looking around. Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass fake. Curry against Booker. Now here's Curry. He's tightly guarded. And Lillard kicks to Stauskas. Clock at 4. Fires for 3. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now, here's Lillard. And Curry has it in the corner. The three-pointer off the mark. Suns leading by 16. Jackson drives in, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Jackson has a purpose getting in there, and that's to score or draw contact. Doing a great job on that play.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And Trevor Ariza, such a steady veteran.
I mean, just long, a versatile defender, can also knock down the triple. When you look at how far he's come since he entered the league as really just a raw athlete, it's a credit to his work ethic, no doubt about it. He has mastered his role.
Evan Turner, he's checked in for Stauskas. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Aminu. Portland again missing. And it's Ariza with the ball for the Suns. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Knocks it loose. Turner with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Turner's got it.
Turner actively looking to get to the free throw line and can be physical down there with that wide frame of his, drawing contact.
Your Trailblazers, Evan Turner. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. At the end of last season, the Suns' Devin Booker says he's done not making the playoffs. He said he'd challenge himself to get better. But, Brent, did you read that as maybe an ultimatum to the Suns?
I don't know. I mean, build a winner or he's gone. Is that the kind of ultimatum we're talking about? I did like the idea that he talked about him first getting better because that's your job as a player in the offseason. But we'll see with the additions the Suns made and their young nucleus. Maybe the new coach coming in, Igor Kokoskov, maybe they'll start paving that road now.
Here now, the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trail Blazers. On Saturday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Tuesday, they'll be taking on Clint Capella and the Houston Rockets.
And for the matchup with the Grizzlies, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
The first one falls.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
He hits both from the stripe. Trailblazers trail by 18. And Lillard kicks to Turner. Outside Leonard from the arc. Rebounded by Jackson. The Suns have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Pass to Booker. Now Ayton. He's covered by Aminu. 6 to shoot. Ayton dishes to Booker. And again, it's the Suns missing. Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Feeds it to Lillard. And stolen by Ayton. Here's Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Yeah, this is when Josh Jackson can be a problem. Out in transition, sprinting wide, filling the lane, and then filling it up.
Turner with it. Outside Curry. Tearaway warm-ups have long been a feature of the NBA. But last season, the new tearaway jerseys, they just kept ripping apart.
The old uniform malfunction, Kevin, last year. Yeah, maybe.
You even had a couple malfunctions, and that was odd.
Well, the tie? Bad tie?
Yeah.
I always have bad ties.
You know,
I think they're looking back at the material choices for what they're doing, so maybe there'll be some subtle changes into this year. But it was interesting. In the early part of last year, a lot of guys with a finger underneath the arm and pulling away a jersey and ripped away. So maybe the supplier will do something about the fabric this year.
Of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Curry. And here's Leonard from 3. No good. Shot missing.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass, and a contested 3 is not your objective. One more, maybe.
Ayton with it. He's against Turner. Lays it up off the glass. That's now 8 points for DeAndre Ayton.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Curry. You look around the NBA, amazing players, global interest, franchise values are going through the roof. Do you feel like the league is entering a golden age if it's not already in a golden age?
I think it is, Kevin, at least offensively. What we've seen over the last 5 years with the adoption of most of the teams of the three-point shot, it's been some of the greatest offensive basketball the league has ever seen. And this idea that the evolution of the game stopped when it is that number 23 retired is kind of silly. I love where the game is at. I love where it's going. And I'm excited to be here tonight to watch this action with you.
Which number 23? We've got two pretty prominent number 23s in the history of this game.
I was thinking the
most
one
recent
I played
23?
against. Yeah,
oh,
that
that 23.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah,
that guy. Yeah. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Turner with it. He's picked up by Ariza. And Turner kicks to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Here's Turner. Offline with his 3. Suns leading by 22. Left side Jackson. Okobo, covered by Lillard, shoots it, but they get it back. Ayton, the pass to Jackson. He kicks it to Booker. Passes it to Ayton. Goes back up. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. And that's 10 points for DeAndre Ayton.
And guys, the offensive rebounding really has stood out here this half. All those second chance points are helping them maintain that lead.
Now here's Lillard. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Well, Brent, we're seeing the Hack-a-Shack targets improve their free throw shooting. Rules changes might curb the strategy, though, going forward.
Well, it's been nice to see that NBA players have worked on a weakness of theirs, free throw shooting in particular, to be better and be somebody who can stay on the floor to impact your team's winning. We saw that last year, Andre Drummond being a prime example. The other thing, Kevin, that we've seen too is coaches having to implement strategies, not just to do the hacking, but in terms of their substitutions and who's on the floor. So interesting thought processes from both ends, but mostly go shoot some free throws, guys.
Yeah, practice.
Practice.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, he's putting his game right in the face of the defense right now and just driving into the paint to get contact.
Teardrop shot. They grabbed their own miss. It's Ariza on the wing. He's covered by Aminu. Deep 2 from Anderson. Releases from the wing and drills it.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. There's the pass to Aminu. Launches it. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
I can't be frustrated at him tonight. He's doing his job. I'd like to see his guys step up a little more.
Okobo, covered by Lillard, and the foul called on Myers-Leonard. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Ayton, the pass to Ariza. And Anderson kicks to Booker. Turner comes with the double team. 5 to shoot. Ariza with the bucket.
Little punch, counter punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Do you think it seems like young players are more receptive to stints in the G League than they were in the past?
I feel that way.
Seems
Kevin,
that way, yeah.
Like
I agree.
the stigma of what was used to be the D League, and maybe it was because those were the grades that I had, that you felt a little weird about it. But now that it's the G League, and now that, like we talked about, almost half the players last year had some kind of touch with the G League, I think that stigma has mostly gone away.
Are you saying you were a G student?
Well, when I gave my mom my report card, she said, "Gee, you got 4 A's."
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. Kicks it to Aminu. From past the arc. Rebound by the Suns. Anderson against Aminu. takes the three. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Leonard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. The shot by Lillard, wide open. Offline with his three.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
Anderson outside. Ariza outside. Pass to Booker. There's the three. The three-pointer is right on target. Booker's got 28 points for the game.
Well, Booker's just filling it up right now. A tremendous scorer. Feels like he's getting better.
And stolen by Ayton. There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. And now Portland on the break. And the shot goes in. And that's now 33 points for Lillard.
Aggressive and incredibly quick end-to-end. Lillard is always a threat on the fast break.
Okobo, covered by Lillard. And Anderson kicks to Ariza. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. 6 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. There's no longer a home and road designation as far as light and dark jerseys. Is that an issue at all? I mean,
Not really. It's a little off-putting some games where you just flip on and your
trying
brain's
to figure out where they are. Exactly.
Where is this game being played?
Yes.
But with how many alternate jerseys last year teams had and specialty jerseys they had, it's a lot of fun to see the apparel companies paint a different picture on the floor.
Isaiah Cannon, he's checked in for Devin Booker.
Isaiah Cannon.
And here's McCollum for three. Cans it from downtown. McCollum's got 16 here in the second half.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Suns.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Devin Booker.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates, and a wrecking ball on both ends.
Now here's McCollum. Tight defense on him. Here's Stauskas, guarded by Crawford. Stauskas, the pass to Swanigan. That three off the mark. And here's Crawford. Cannon looking over the floor. So it's the Suns winning easily here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jamal, how did you guys get this win tonight?
We have good players. We have a good coach. I mean, he put us in good positions to succeed. Our players play for each other. We don't care about who scores, and we're a real team.
Yeah, there was a lot of flow out there tonight. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.